So Garrett also met with the media today, and he was asked about former teammate Malik Jackson's comments about him not being a really good leader off the field.
He has a right to his opinion, and we're all learning as we go. And leadership is a fluid thing. It takes different shapes and forms depending on the room and depending on the person. And I can lead in the only way that I know how, and I only can continue to grow as a leader, and we'll continue to lead together. It's not just one person. We have a lot of experience in the room, and we have to be together. We have to do this together, and one voice shouldn't speak louder than any other. We have to all be pushing at the same rate in the same direction, and that's how winning teams, winning groups are made.
And Eddie, I would say he's really kind of taken a couple of steps forward the last couple of years in those areas, being kind of the voice of the defense, and we've seen that. The other thing we saw today, there's video of him kind of working with some of the younger guys. So he is taking that very seriously. He wants to step into that leadership role.
Yeah, and we don't see it every day of what type of leadership he does or doesn't do. We don't see, these conversations. Like we saw it, a little bit today in some videos, but we don't know what they're doing off the field or in the locker room or what they're talking about or how he leads. I also don't need my defensive end, even if he's the star defensive end, to be the leader of my team. I have other guys for that. But I think what he said hits home a lot. They all have to be together. I don't think the defensive line has played together for almost the entirety of his time in Cleveland. We thought Jadeveon Clowney would help fix that. It did not. But how he leads is really, it's subjective, sort of like he said, it's subjective because he excels. He's better as I'm going to do this. Hopefully you guys follow my lead on the field because, he's been one of the elite pass rushers in the game since he's come in the league. But I don't need my defensive end to be the leader of the team. So how he leads, and as long as it's not, butting heads with his teammates or his coach, then I'm all for whatever he does. But like he said, all of the defensive line has to be together, and no one voice should be higher than the others. And I think that's true, especially with Jim Schwartz as the defensive coordinator, because he's going to hold these players accountable. So hopefully that gets them in the right direction to succeed.
Yeah, the other thing, if your personality is not that to be outspoken and the leader, and you can't be somebody that you're not, because in a group setting, in a locker room, people will sniff that out, and that is not a good thing in a locker room.
No, not a locker room or any place of work. Some people don't like to be motivated like that. They have their own motivation, and some people just want to be motivated. Hey, give me all the encouragement you can. Hey, if I'm doing wrong, yell at me. I don't know if Myles Garrett is necessarily yelling at guys, but he doesn't need to be the one that's doing that. He has coaches for that. Now, if he can pull a guy aside and say, hey, I saw you do this, try this, or look at it this way, I'm good with that. But again, we don't see that every day. So I have no idea how many conversations he's had with any of these guys. So I think the leadership of Myles gets blown out of proportion at times. Like I said, I don't need him to be the absolute leader of this team. Just lead on the field and be productive.